Hello, Bame Farm fans. The struggle of hay season continues. Obviously, the back door open here with a somewhat saggy chain as an indication of how it's going. Not well, folks, not well. It was going great with the round baler. Let's see, can you spot the problem? This pipe got a case of the Peronis. Yes, it's not supposed to be bent like that. You can see that one's nice and straight, and based on all the new paint and that lovely sticker right there, these have been replaced. So this is a frequent flyer problem. Obviously there's a lot of bars with fresh paint. They might look a little dirty because I did a good old-fashioned oiling to the chain, and it looks like I really should maybe think about replacing that bar. It's got a little bend. I think I got an extra one sitting in the barn there. But yeah, I noticed, looking from the cab, that chain was a little more slack compared to that side, which the camera may not show it off well, but there's a difference. And I only made 2 bales today. And I got off and I was just looking around like, wonder why the chain is a little more, okay, I gotta clean that schmutz out. This is a really bad area. But I could see the chain was a little more slack on this side after dumping the bale. And I could hear a noise, and to be fair, that noise, might be more or less that bar. I don't think it was, but maybe it was something to do with this, so we got to get that pulled apart. This one, I don't know, I don't see a sticker on it like the other side, so maybe it's older. I think the airbag's okay, nothing popped. We gotta go let the air out. I'm gonna try to fish that out of there. This sheet metal does not look like it's friendly. I mean, I can take it off, but there's a lot of bolts, so we'll see if we can do this the lazy way and not take the sheet metal off. There's 20 pounds left in the airbags. And we're going to pull the valve core out. Come on, I'm trying to do this one-handed. And it's going to come shooting out at me, I bet. I don't necessarily want to take it all the way out. And we'll just let that hiss at us. I mean, for 20 pounds, these are still inflated like basketballs. So there's still some pressure there. I'm hoping something's not, there might not be enough pressure because this should have more tension on it, but I guess if it's out of air, it's not going to push it back. Yeah, it's slowly going down. We can watch our needle gauge there slowly. It might take a few minutes. Okay, I'm getting tired of waiting. Let's just try not to lose this valve core. Fun thing is we can't, if there's ever a leak, what we can't do? We can't, well, hell. Yep, there we go. It gets all slacky do. Now where did my valve core go? Plus the thing that I use to remove it, the little tool. What a joy. This is today, Friday. Last Friday was also a day. That's for a different video. But this is also being a day. It's also being a day. Just a day where not everything's gone wrong, but could have been more fantastic, I guess. Well, I found the valve core. I have not found my little tool that I use to pull the core out. Now these pipes have a little bolt, and that one probably sheared off at the end. We can look at the other side, the good side. Ah yes, safety latches. This side you know, has those bolts there. I imagine they sheared. And that's one thing I'm going to look into is, you know, lubing this up thoroughly when we put it back together. Lots of grease down in there. I guess that'll help. I don't know if that's why it bent. I didn't have too much pressure. Assuming this gauge is correct, I went to the field with the high 30s, and the tag on the other side where you fill the air says to have between 25 and 40, and I had high 30s. But typically, for some reason, when I fill it here in the barnyard and then go to the field, you know, we'll lose a few pounds of pressure. So I had planned on that, and I usually try to have it at like 31. Oh, well, there it is. Now, I'm too lazy to take all the sheet metal off. It seems like it could be too exciting trying to pull all these bolts, because I'm sure, yeah, they're not, I gotta have two hands. Oh, to be lazy or not to be lazy. It won't make for a good video, but oh well, I can get up here with a wrench, and as long as this bolt will pull out the side, and then don't even try me then. If we look up there, yeah, there's a bolt head, and I tested this back one. As you can see, and it seems that it threads into something in this framing, that there's no nut that I have to worry about catching, that there's threads in there somewhere. So we're going to apply that feature up here. All the pressure's out of the airbag, and I'll catch you guys when I get this bolt out. I have a charged battery. That's really blurry. Okay. Hey, Adam. How's it going? Well, this is my not old part that's bent thoroughly right there. Oh yeah, look at that shiny broken new paint. And this is off a parts baler that I happened to come across in the neighborhood thanks to some friends at church. And this one looks fairly straight, and we're gonna figure out how to put it back up in there. So I took the back end out just for ease of movement. I don't feel like taking those lines apart. I tried for the air. They didn't just come apart. They're kind of a plastic line with a little ferrule that crimps. I guess I tried, and they were coming apart nicely. So if we look up in here, we got our pipes started, and it just kind of got to walk them in. Adam, can you push on the back end there? We have a new plan. We have just enough line. Oh, hold on, we're coming through the back now. So I gotta get creative. We can almost maybe get these bolts almost started. Here, try giving it a couple more taps. Okay, now we can get these bolts started. The fun part is when we have to start collapsing the airbag. That'll be exciting. Huh. So I was too lazy to put a strap around this, and I just have resorted to bear hugging it together. I got a little bit of movement there, but we've got it, I think, far enough compressed to get up in here, because if you look, I've got a ratchet strap holding the tensioning mechanism for the web chain forward. So hopefully we can wrestle this thing back up in place and it fits. Now with a slight bit of wrestling magic, Adam's putting the bolt in back there, and we had to lift this front end up first. If we come in from the top, we'll see it, that there's space above, like that cradle there, that we can come in from the top, but it's hard to get in from the bottom because of the way it's angled. So we lifted this side higher, and then got that far end past its mount point and set it all back down. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, hard to see some stuff while working with the shields in place, but I guess I was glad I was lazy, and now I don't have to put all the shielding back on. Well, because we're up, it's not necessarily going to read properly. Yeah. It's supposed to be set when it's down, so I don't know. Going to the field, it's supposed to be between 25 and 40 psi. Yeah. And right now we're starting from dead zero. That's moving quick. Must be able to put pressure on it easier than that come-along setup I had. See, these pipes have all their paint left on them, which makes me feel better. What are we up to?
Not really any more than 5.
Okay, we gotta get a little more because the door is high enough to get it above these.
It's reading about 7.
Oh, solid. Nice and low. Well, I did turn the tractor off so we can maybe hear any hissing. But a little bit of air pressure in these bags, I mean, compared to human strength, goes a long way. Yeah. It's much more tension than if this was, done with springs. Okay, we're almost there. If we cheat, that one's above. That one's above. We can shut the door now. What are we up to for pressure?
25.
Okay, well, I'm gonna lift the door up so I'm gonna do the safety latches. I'm gonna put it down and then set the pressure and listen if we hear any hissing. Okay. Gates up. Ready? Ever so quietly, he said he was ready. Okay, door is locked, and now, because somehow putting it down releases tension, shut that off. We're down below 20 pounds now.
You're sitting right at 20.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna try to get it like 31, 32 or so. It's usually where I start at. So be pushing airbags out to full extension with obviously no hay in there. Once the bale gets full, it'll get up close to 100, I think. That's a lot of pressure. I don't know, I wonder how much sideways twist it is. 31? Yeah. One thing I've also noticed is I'll have, whatever pressure, what's it at now?
32, 33.
Okay, I'll make the first bale, and it'll only be like barely 30 pounds. Like somehow it'll lose a pound or two. Yeah, what are we at now?
Well, 34.
Okay, that's plenty. It's nice having that come through the window. So the sun's over there blinding us. Yeah, looks about like an okay starting point. And if we come in here and slap the airbag, yeah, that's one tight basketball. A lot of pressure there. And I don't know, I guess somehow just these pipes keep it lined up. And found some extra grease to slather on that to say we tried to lube it up good. Make us feel better about ourselves having a lubed up pipe. Okay, there we go. Now let's go to the field, see if it doesn't hold together. Well, that is a wonderful glare off the window, but I was wanting to show off the just precious view of windrows in a field. Now these have started to sag a wee bit since I raked this yesterday, and they got dewed on and fogged on and stuff last night. And we gotta go back and check. I always do this before we get started. Make sure our net wrap is all hanging down good. See, like that, it's trying to re-wrap itself back. Just always gotta check to make sure it's hanging down good, because if it's not, well, that's just one way to start the hay baling on a less than happy note. Okay, that's all down. Oh. Got the pickup down. So it's time to spin it over. And we are now at 31 pounds. So it didn't lose a couple, it like adjusted, because it hasn't gone down the rest of the ride. I noticed once after I put out the driveway, it looked like it had gone down a couple pounds, but really, I don't know. I don't get it where the pressure goes, but it's not leaking that fast. It just, the gauge adjusts. I don't get it. So here's the hay, raked yesterday. There's Adam to supervise. It's time to see what we break.